So apparently there is a thing at the beginning of social media videos where if you are a millennial, you pause because you're waiting for the camera to start. And people who are not millennials don't pause. So we've become hyper aware of that. I've become hyper aware of that. And I'm going to do live chat. And we are live now. Good morning, everybody. Katie and Clara. For anybody who doesn't know, Danielle is going back to school, and so we have hired Clara into the assistant manager position. So you've been with us for 2 weeks,
2 and a half, 3-ish.
Yeah. So huge welcome if you see her in the store. You're here usually you're Tuesday to Saturday.
Yep.
So and you're going to be here like all day. So your face is going to become very familiar to everybody. But let's get to know you a little bit. So where do you come to us from in terms of like the sewing and the crafting world?
So I've always been a crafter. I love paper crafts and sewing. I learned to knit and sew when I was a kid, so that was always part of my growing up. And then when I was older, more into historical costuming is where my interests went.
Awesome. Do you have like a specific era that you focus on?
I really like everything. It's hard to choose, but I love doing like Disney as historical.
Oh, I've
So
seen
like
it.
that kind of stuff too. But I've
Yeah.
mostly just done period accurate for like 18th century and Victorian.
Okay. You're gonna get along really. Have you and Michelle like talked about? Michelle's got a real thing
Not
for.
yet.
Oh, Michelle. When Bridgerton came out, Michelle was like it's good, but like the costumes aren't right, and Michelle often gives us little like quips about historical costuming.
Okay.
There's a couple people I follow on Instagram who do Disney costuming as historical costuming. What have you made?
The best one that I've done was actually a Dorothy as 18th century.
Cool.
So that's probably the
very cool.
The best one that worked out.
Nice. And do you like go to Comic-Con and?
I've actually only been to Anime North.
Okay.
Once,
okay.
So
fun. Very fun. Yeah. Awesome. So you're going to bring a lot of, I think, a very different perspective than we've had before. From staff. Most of the staff are, not costumers. So that's really cool. And I'm assuming you're falling in love with like everything.
Oh, I already have like 3 quilt projects lined up. And
have you quilted before?
I have.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's people come in and they're like, how do you work here and like not buy everything? And I'm like, you don't. Like, you just really just go home with, everything. So, awesome. Well, we're really looking forward to learning more about you and tapping into all of that knowledge. Talking about quilts, we've got this coming up this weekend. So this is our little like very rough and dirty sample. And I don't know if I told Amy not to look at the back because the binding, I was rushing to finish this and the binding is like horrific.
I didn't even know the back. I didn't even.
Oh yeah, the back's got all has all the colors and everything. So oh, it's just a safety pin. I'm like, what happened? So our Pride Community Quilt event is happening this Saturday. It is happening. It's happening all day, but people don't need to come all day. You can, because we've gotten some messages from people saying like, is it okay if I just come at 3:30? The actual craft itself is going to take about 10 minutes. The idea is that you're going to get like a background block and you're going to pick a color and cut out and iron on the shapes that you want. And then we're going to do the sewing, the applique work. Michelle and one of our teachers, Kirsten, is going to do that. And then we're going to have a design wall up and you can like stick your block where you want it in the design wall. So come anytime between 11 and 5. You don't need to RSVP. There's no cost to do it. And it should take about 10 minutes, I think. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be very busy. And the good news is, I know I've been struggling to contact a charity and get some connections going, and I've got a call at 2 o'clock this afternoon with someone. So that is, yeah, fingers crossed on that one. So that's really, really exciting. We've got a couple other events coming up that I do you know about them?
A little bit, I think.
So our next knit along is happening starting in mid-September. I forget what day it starts.
Feels
But
like the 18th.
something like that on YouTube. So we're going to be knitting the Love Note sweater, which is very similar to the ranunculus, if you did the ranunculus knit along with us. And I know one of the things Emily and Caitlin are going to talk about is how to switch out the lace pattern.
Oh,
So
wow.
you can substitute whatever lace pattern you want in the top section. And this is the Cricket, which is the sport weight version of Lucky Tweed. So we used Lucky Tweed for our, what was the name of that sweater? The Felix sweater, which was the very first knit along we did. And this is like, it's so like
It's so soft, but it's also
light.
like the knitting stitch used is all it's stretchy,
Yeah.
so it feels so nice.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. And I know, like, I've tried this on and Caitlin tried it on and it fits
It just
both
fits
of us.
everybody.
Yeah, it's like,
a
it's one of
magic
those sweaters, a magic sweater.
the sisterhood of the traveling
So
sweater.
yeah, there you go. So that's coming up. And then in other yarn related news, we have a yarn tasting happening on September 27th. So it is a ticketed event. We have we started with 30 spots. I think we've sold about 10 so far. And we're going to have, you're going to get like a little package with 11 different yarns that you can sample. So bring your needles. You can, knit them up or crochet them up that evening to sort of feel them. And then you'll be able to place a special order that night for any of those yarns in any color that are available. It's Blue Sky Fibers is the company. And we're going to have wine, we're going to have cheese, and it's going to be just a all around general fun night.
Yes, if you like cheese and wine.
And yarn.
And yarn.
Yeah. I was explaining it to my husband this morning. And he's like, so you don't lick the yarn? I'm like, no, you do not lick the yarn.
Test how the fibers separate.
Yeah, exactly. No. I remember I only started knitting a couple of years ago, and someone was like spit and stitch or something, or split and spit, and I'm like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. So we have a guest teacher joining us on September 15th. Ashley of Bougie Birch is an Indigenous creator, and she's going to be creating dream catchers with us and doing a talk as you craft. So talking about reconciliation, about appropriation versus appreciation, Indigenous culture, Indigenous history. So we're really, really looking forward to having her in the store with us.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's dive into, you were saying this collection has come.
Yeah, we just got this the other day. It's beautiful, like fall florals. And on the selvage, it has a quote by Emily Bronte. And it's, "Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree."
Oh, wonderful.
So it's a really sweet, but also beautiful.
I was going to say, this looks like
the feel of the fabric.
Yeah, this looks like Create Joy Project.
It is.
Yes. So we've had several of her collections before. We did the Snowflake quilt twice with her collection because it's just so fantastic. And I haven't seen stuff from her before with such warm colors.
Yeah, and like especially the watercolor, it's such a unique style. So
yeah, it's really beautiful. And I think it's all behind us here. So there's quite a few. And I know if you have some of the blenders from her previous collection, they'll all work together. So I shrunk my son's bucket hat by accident, and so he needs a new hat. And he really loves sunflowers, so I
Oh.
think I'm gonna pick some of this up. That's what I was looking at. This
Something like this, and you could put one of the
one big one right
on the
there.
top.
I don't know if that might be too big because he's got such a little
Yeah.
head, but yeah, this is a gorgeous collection. You said you had quilting projects. What have you?
Well, this is going to be one of them
Okay.
actually. As soon as this came in, I said, I need this.
Yep.
I need this. But
Yep.
I'm making a throw right now.
Okay.
So.
What are with stuff from here?
It is stuff from here.
Yeah. What collection are you using, or is it like sort of mix and matched?
I forget what it's called actually. I'm terrible with the. It's this.
Oh, very nice.
So I went with like rust and yellows and navies.
Here, hold it up.
Oh, there we go. I went with this
gorgeous
set, and then this is another one, and oh, that's the same one. Oh no, there we go.
That's different.
There we go. Yeah, that one with this and everything from that line.
collection. Yeah,
and then I got some solid yellow and some
nice.
solid navy as well.
Nice. We also got in a couple more flannels because it is, I guess this is flannelette, not flannel, because it is printed and mechanically brushed. But this would make a really nice backing. Or pajama. I love flannel pajama pants in the wintertime. They're especially, are you from Ottawa?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Toronto. And Ottawa is very cold.
Ottawa is very cold.
Ottawa, I am. I don't know if you saw, Michelle and I were talking the other day about on TikTok about snow pants, and like I refuse. As soon as I buy snow pants, I am no longer a Toronto girl, and that is the end of the end of me.
Like Michelle, I also cannot live without snow pants.
No. We really do get that
a
much
lot of snow, and if you're walking, you need the boots and like the waterproof pants. Otherwise, you're just gonna freeze.
I really try to hibernate as much as possible in the wintertime. Yeah, it is not. As much as the last couple of winters have been sad with how warm they are and lack of snow, I've definitely been like, no, this is okay for me. So, though, yeah, you really do, like, the snow is, I don't know. And then it gets cold. It's getting cold some days, and I'm like, it's gonna snow soon, and I'm not happy with the summer coming to an end. I really just want this weather all the time.
I just can't wait to wear sweaters like this all the time, though.
Sweaters are nice. I definitely, having been now knitting my own sweaters are nice, and they do make it they make it warmer, but I still find like those minus 35 days, I don't want to leave the house. Yeah, no, not for me. I'm just gonna push these over here. So we talked about this the other day on TikTok. If you saw us, and if not, we have so many good pant fabrics in right now. And this is the newest one. So this is a Tencel cotton twill. And it's really, really soft. It's showing up a little bit like brighter.
Or maybe more blue.
Yeah.
Like a hunter green.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's probably called licorice. No, it is called hunter green. Okay. There's a color that we get frequently, and it's called licorice, and it's green. And I'm like, licorice isn't green, but the plant is green. Yeah. And it's like, but even like, if like red licorice is obviously not real licorice. And then if you ever get a chance, talk to Bea about salted licorice.
Does she like it?
Yeah, well, because she's German. It's very
good to know.
Yes. So, but this reminds me a little bit of that color. It's that so if you've seen any of our like licorice fabrics before, I think we had a fleece. It's very similar to that color. And there's a definite right side and wrong side. I think the wrong side is a little more shiny.
Yes, it's shiny.
Yeah, so you can see that, and that's from the way the twill weave is woven. So if you're going to work with this fabric, make sure you're cutting your pieces mirrored. You can't just do whatever you want. There is a definite right and
Yeah.
wrong side. Have you made pants before?
I have not made pants, but as soon as this came in,
You're like, I'm going to make
I
pants.
think I'm gonna
So
make some
3
pants.
quilt
Yeah.
projects, a pair of
Pair of
pants. Uh,
A dress, I actually have the fabric and the pattern for that
okay.
already. So.
I don't know if we should ever really count our, our works in progress
Yeah.
or our lined up projects. It's
And that's just this week.
okay. Are you going to knit the sweater?
I don't know how to knit, so I think I
Oh, I thought
want
you
to.
said you did know how to knit.
Well, like I can knit. I
Oh,
can knit.
okay. Okay.
But B was telling me about different stitches, and
It's fairly simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
think
have
you can
lots of
do
help
it.
here.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Honestly, that's how we all sort of get started. I think Lana, you've met Lana already, obviously.
Actually,
Or
not in
no?
person.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Lana, so Lana, I think, was working with us for 3 weeks maybe, and she was like, I think I'm gonna try knitting, and it was like a rabbit hole, and she just dove right in. So it really, and there's a lot, like you said, all of us are like, no, we'll help you. And yeah, I don't know how much help I can be, but
Yeah.
Caitlin is really good at that. So yeah, so we got this in 5 colors. So this is the hunter green, and then we've got obviously your basic black.
It would also be great for like a circle skirt if you wanted it to have a lot of drape.
Yes.
Or like a lightweight
coat.
Yeah.
A pair of coveralls. I would say you could even, because the tencel gives it good drape, but the cotton gives it some the structure, and then the twill weave makes it durable. So it's really good for that. Yeah, so there's not much new that came in. I think there's a bunch of new fabric in the office, and I'm pretty sure that there's a video on Instagram that shows off everything. So people can go over there and watch it. But yeah, that's what we got going on here. What are you looking forward to other than sewing quilts and pants? What are you looking forward to this fall?
This fall, I bake a lot.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I've already brought cookies in last week.
All
there
right.
was a cookie day.
Wonderful.
But I love to do pie, and
Ooh.
I love apples. So
nice. So we should look forward to an apple pie from you at some point.
Or some sort of apple crumble. That's my
Ooh,
favorite.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go apple picking?
I have actually never been apple picking.
Really?
So
It's
I'll sew a new outfit
and then go apple picking. It's we've been trying to go every year, and I find, especially with the kids, it's like an activity that you think should take longer than it does, but they're like racing
So
to get
fast.
apple, and it's like 15 minutes and you've got 2 giant bags full of apples, and you're like, okay, we're done, let's go home now. So we usually go to a place, Mountain Orchard,
Okay.
and they've got apple cider donuts and a corn maze and a wagon ride and some other stuff.
Fun.
So it's not just like you can make
Yeah.
a day of it. It's not just apple picking. Yeah, I'm really hoping to do that again in the fall. And I want to get another canoe trip. And we tried to go once this year already, and it was too windy. And then I managed to take my son by myself. We just went down to Dow's Lake.
Yeah.
It's really hard to canoe with a 10-year-old as like the power in the front. So we kept, the wind was really strong, and so it kept like turning our boat like this, and then he would panic and he'd be like, Mom, we're turning. I'm like, it's okay, we can turn around. I'm like, I need you to like actually paddle. And then he would like trail his paddle so that it was like stopping us, and I'm like, you are undoing all the work that I'm doing, please. So I'd really like to be able to go with my whole family for like one more good ride. Yeah. I'm away next week. I'm going to Nova Scotia. So the summer is really like fastly disappearing for me. But And then school. I know you don't have kids.
Nope.
Yeah, the parents on staff are very much looking forward to children being back in school and some kind of like normal life resuming
Some sort
itself.
of actual schedule.
Yeah, instead of just the chaos of kids being home all the time. So, um, my older one is done school and is like semi self-sufficient, so I don't have to worry about them. But my little guy is, and he's been at camp the last 2 weeks, so I have had a schedule, which has been nice. um and my husband's the only driver in our family, so he's been the one who's doing the like pick up and drop off at camp, and I don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. I can sit in the morning and like I still have to like make lunches and stuff, but I like sit and have my coffee and then luxuriously walk over to work because I live so close. So it is very good. Um, I guess that about wraps it up. We're a short version of Fab
Yeah.
Chat today. So hopefully we're gonna see lots and lots of people this weekend. Do check out our class schedule online. We just released all of those classes. So we've got the yarn tasting is in there, the dream catcher, and a bunch of other really awesome fall classes. Michelle's doing a quilted coat. Kirsten is doing a Dresden plate, which is a traditionally pieced applique quilt block. I'm doing the serger and cover stitch class. We've got a bunch of construction basics classes again. Uh,
When do bag making
membership videos come out. We are working on the bag making membership videos. Michelle is shooting those and had a family emergency that she is still trying to parse out, and so they should come soon. Keep an eye on your email. I know the first Zoom call is next Wednesday, and that should go out soon. And so I'm sure she'll answer questions about the membership videos at that point. Yeah, so we're sorry for the delay on this, and we thank everybody for their patience. Obviously, life throws unpredictable things at you sometimes. So, anyways, thank you for being the second chair today. And we will like I said, hopefully see a lot of people this weekend. All right.
Yeah, Saturday's gonna be a lot of fun.
So fun. I'm really hoping. Last time I looked, I think it was supposed to rain, but maybe it's not going to. I don't know.
We'll be
crossed.
okay.
Yeah, it's inside. It'll be fine. All right. Have a great day, everybody.